you are well. Welcome to my page. I'm super excited about this vlog today. I am gonna have a craft day, and this coming weekend is the 4th of July, and it's a special one. It's our 250th anniversary of our country, so I'm super excited to do these little crafts today. I have some ideas in my trusty journal, and so I want to take you along. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make a flag, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it on a canvas, and instead of stars I'm going to use dried pressed flowers to put on it. I thought that would be super cute and whimsy. And let's see, the second thing I want to do is make a patriotic wreath for my door. I have a couple ideas what I want it to look like, but we'll see. And then if I have time, I'd like to make a flag banner, because I like me a flag banner. I think they're super cute to hang up wherever. You can hang them outside, inside. And then if I am motivated, I'm going to try to make some napkins and napkin rings. So those are the things that I want to get done, and I'm super excited to take you along. Okay, so this is for the canvas flag. The first thing I did is that I drew all the stripes and then the rectangle for the stars. And then I'm gonna start painting the stripes first and then the rectangle. Okay guys, so I have the stripes, and next I'm gonna do the blue box for the stars. Okay guys, so I decided I want to add a little bit of a darker blue to this blue, but leave a little bit of the lighter blue in it. I thought that might look cool. So better? Yes, I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then we will add the flowers. Okay guys, my next craft are napkin rings, and all you need is some cute decor. My mom actually picked this up for me at Michael's, and I think she got it for $1.75, and she actually gave me the idea for this. So what you want to do is you want to have some type of a ruler or a tape measure, some wire cutters, and the cute decor. So I'm gonna unravel that, and then you want to measure 20 inches. So I'm going to measure 20 inches, snip, and then keep going until you run out. So I'm going to do another 20 inches. Okay, so I got 7. I really wanted 8, but 7 will do. So the first thing you want to do, oh, I forgot to tell you about some type of round jar. I'm using my spice jar. So you want it to be about 2 inches in circumference. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and you're gonna wrap it around once and twice. And then you're gonna slide that off. And then you're gonna hold the end there. You're gonna take this and you're just gonna wrap it. You're gonna wrap it all around. So I'm just taking it and I'm wrapping the leftover wire around the ring. Let's see. And then you can just move those like that. Right? Isn't that cute? And then you're gonna grab your napkin. I did not have enough time to make napkins today, so there you go. It's a nice, cute little patriotic napkin ring. So I'm gonna go finish these up and I am gonna end for the day, and tomorrow I'm gonna make our flag banner. So I'll see you tomorrow.
What creators do.
Hi guys, so I'm on to my next craft. I'm gonna make a patriotic wreath. And as you just saw, all my items that I need to make this wreath. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a bow out of this burlap. I didn't even measure, but I cut a long piece of burlap and then one small piece, and then this is for the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these two ends together and I'm going to super glue, not super glue, but hot glue, or you could super glue these ends together. Let's see. More glue. And those are together, so it makes a nice, oh, wow, I just super glued those. There we go. And then what you want to do, you're going to get some twine or wire or whatever you have. You can even use like a twist tie, but I'm going to cut just a small piece. I'll cut off those ends after. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather this together so it makes a bow like that. So you're bringing the middle, pinching the middle, and then bring the sides in. And then I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to tie this together. Into a knot. And then cut off my ends. And so we have the first part of our bow. I'm gonna cut off my little ends here, here. I just love burlap. I love the way that it looks, a little rustic. So that's the first part of my bow. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue these pieces to the back. Should I have done that longer? No, I'm fine with it. So in the back, I'm just gonna take these pieces and I'm gonna grab my hot glue gun and I'm just gonna go along and glue that piece to the back. And then the same thing for the other side. I'm gonna glue that piece to the back. Let that dry for a second. So you see it coming along. And then I'm gonna take this piece and I'm going to wrap it around the front and those back pieces, and I'm going to glue those together in the back. I love hot glue. I love working with hot glue. It's just, and I always burn myself, so there's that. So I'm gonna glue that end. Oops, see, just burned myself, but then you just take it off. It's totally fine. I will survive. Sometimes, you know, in crafting, you gotta hurt yourself. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to use this. So if you can see, I glued those ends together. So there's my bow, super cute. Let's see. I'm hoping that these pieces are long enough. But, so this is the first part of my wreath. Okay, so the next step is I have these two bandanas, and I'm gonna attach those to the back of the wreath, like so. So I'm just gonna, once again, I'm gonna hot glue these to the back of the wreath. I mean, the back of the bow. Okay, so it should look like this. And then I'm going to grab my flowers. I have these, but I kind of like the white of these flowers. These are just fake, maybe little daisies. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hot glue those just right in there. So just kind of place them wherever you want, but I'm gonna do it underneath the bow. So I'm just gonna kind of, let's see, just stick that in there. I'm gonna do 3 of them. They say you should do things in odd numbers, like place items and whatnot in odd numbers. So do that. And then maybe I'll do one more on that side. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry. Guys, I don't even know what I'm doing, but we'll see how it comes out. So far we have that. And then the last step is that I'm gonna go let this dry over here, and I'm gonna take some twine. And ahead of time, I painted these little wooden stars. I have 2 different sizes, and I'm gonna place them along the jute end. So I'm gonna figure out, and so they're gonna go down there. So let's see. I think I'm gonna measure. So I think I'm gonna do different sizes. So I'm gonna do one there, one there, and one here. I'm gonna move this over here, and then I do want to make sure I have enough room. So I'm just gonna kind of space these out. Guys, I said you're supposed to do things in odd numbers, but yeah, I'm gonna do 5. That looks good. So I'm just gonna hot glue this on there. It's kind of fun. That there. I don't want it to stick to the table, but hopefully. I'm telling you, greatest invention is hot glue. All right, so I'm gonna make those 3 and I'll be right back. Okay, so I glued all my stars onto the twine. And now I'm just going to, once again, I keep tucking it under with hot glue. So I'm gonna go do that. Let's see. I'm gonna hot glue that in there, getting it right under. I'm gonna get a good amount because these things, I'm gonna do the middle one. I get a good amount of glue so it stays. And then the third part, turn that around. Let's see. Let that dry again. Guys, I don't know how this is gonna come out, but you know what? That's the best thing about crafting, is that you just try to be creative. And I'll blow on that. Look, you guys, right? So cute. And then the last part is I'm gonna make a hook. So I'm gonna take my twine and just loop it about as big as you want so we can attach that in the back so we can hang it. So I'm gonna turn this baby over, and then right in the back I'm gonna take the hot glue. I don't know if you can see that. And glue that to there. I'm gonna really want to glue that really well because this thing's getting pretty heavy. So I'm gonna let that dry and I will show you the finished product. All right guys, so here's the finished wreath. What I did do in the end is I glued another star on either side. That way if they flip, it looks really good. So let's go hang it on my door. Hey guys, so it's the next day and I have one more project I want to do. So I'm going to make my flag banner and it's going to be super easy. I promise, you guys got this. So all you need to do is get the fabric of your choice. I got some with stars and stripes, and more stars. And then I made a template out of just cardstock I had through mail. Didn't throw it out, I used it. And then I made a triangle. And so whatever size you want for your flag banner, you just eye it. I think this is 5 inches. And then, so what I did is I traced the triangle onto my fabric and then just cut it out. So it's so easy. And so they should look like this. Cut out all my fabric. And then you need some bias tape. So I have some bias tape. The space I want to put it is about it's 70 inches long. So I cut my bias tape at 80 inches. So I have some spare space for either side so I could tie it onto the area. And then you need a sewing machine. However, I was thinking you could probably use hot glue too, which would be super easy. All you would do is take the bias tape, so it's folded in half, and then you want to place, let's see, your flag piece with the wide end on the side, and then fold that over. So it's like that. So you could just actually glue it. It might take longer than sewing, and then you just go all the way down. But today I'm gonna sew, so I will show you how I do that in just a minute. Okay guys, so the first step is I'm gonna leave about 5 inches on the end just so I have space to tie it. And then I'm gonna open up my bias tape, and I'm gonna place the flag right in the middle and then fold over. And then in my machine, I'm gonna just put it right in there. And hold it together. And then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna probably just use a finger space for my next one. And I'm gonna just open up the bias tape, and I'm gonna put this right in there, fold that over, and then just keep continuing straight down. Okay, so you're gonna wanna do all the way to the end. All right guys, here's the finished product. So cute. I'm gonna go hang it up, and I will show you where I'm gonna put it. All right, here it is. So cute. All right, friends, I'm gonna end this vlog here. I had so much fun crafting. It just brings me so much joy. I hope I got to inspire one of you to make a fun craft. I have to show you my little bonus, you guys. I have a bonus. It's a mini banner. So I'm gonna use it as a cake topper for the cake I'm gonna make for the 4th of July. What I'm gonna do is I have 2 wooden skewers that I'm gonna put on either side and tie it, and it's gonna be a cute little cake topper. Oh my goodness. But anyways, guys, thanks for following along, and I can't wait for the next one. Bye.